Sunday Spiritual Intelligence, the only podcast on the planet that teaches you to answer your own questions by activating Yahweh's built-in internal free college, realizing your access to infinite spiritual knowledge. And today's topic of discussion is titled Pride Will Kill You. As I travel across the planet to different states and different countries, I've talked to a lot of men, young and old, and as I try to give them information that would help them be more successful as a man, as a leader, as a husband or a boyfriend, I find the same issue globally that is destroying a lot of men all over the world. And that issue is pride. Having too much pride and channeling pride in the wrong way. I'll give you an example of a few situations. Of course, I won't use anyone's name or, put anybody on blast or anything like that, because honestly, I just feel like a man should never put another man down to uplift himself. And plus, any conversation that I have with anyone is private between me and that person, and that goes for male or female. So anyway, there was one man that I met, and he actually had just had a decent job. He was making about $30 to $40 an hour in his field in technology, and he had happened to be one of my neighbors at the time. And I would see him sitting outside. He would do his little, meditation and use his sage and stuff like that. And I thought that was cool. But the way I was introduced to him was basically we had made a little trade. It was something he had and that I needed, and it was something that I had that he needed, and we just traded. I believe he gave me like some incense or something, and I maybe gave him, I don't know what it was. I think it was some paint or something that he needed to paint something. But anyway, after having a conversation with him, he was telling me how he was frustrated because he was trying to get a job and he needed some money and he got laid off, and he wasn't expecting this to happen, and he had been putting in applications and stuff like that, and nobody wanted to pay him what he was getting paid, and I understood that. And after the first month, of course, me personally, I always pray for people. So whether they know me or not, or whether they like me or not, I don't care. I still pray for them because I feel like that's what God wants me to do, right? So anyway, 2 months went by. Still no job. And the first time I met him, I had gave him some suggestions. I'm like, hey, I used to do security. You could fill out an application for them, because he said he didn't have no felonies and nothing like that. I suggested that he could maybe get into forklifting, which I suggest to a lot of people all the time, because it's once you purchase the license, which is like $120 or $150, you're able to basically apply to any forklifting job. Also told him about a few IT jobs, which was the field he was in, but I was just thinking of jobs that would be immediate. Oh, and I brought up dishwashing because I know that's an easy job. You can go to any restaurant, pretty much, and ask them if they need help in the kitchen or if they need a dishwasher. You pretty much get hired on the spot. They don't really do no background check or nothing like that in most cases. So anyway, every time I talk to him about these different jobs, he's like, nah, cause I used to make $30 to $40 an hour, man. Yeah. And then like, I'm like, okay. And I would say, I get what you're saying, and I understand you made $30 or $40 an hour, but right now you're not making any money. So why don't you just get whatever you can get right now, just so you can bring something in, because something is better than nothing. You know what I mean? And he just couldn't get off of his pride. So 3 months passed, 5 months passed, and I'm just like, okay, I see what's going on with him. His pride won't let him just work whatever job he can get, till he can work himself back up to, the income that he feel like he deserves. Because I do believe that you should value yourself and you should go after what you want. But if you're in a situation where you actually need finances and you do not have a job and you can just get a job that's going to pay a decent wage and you'll have something coming in, then that's really the wisest decision, because there's no guarantee that you're going to get the exact job that you want when you want it. You will get it eventually, but it may take some time. So basically, the moral of this story is, yeah, you should have pride in who you are and value yourself and know who you are and know your worth. But at the same time, don't be so prideful that you're not thinking intelligently and you're not progressing and making moves when you can, because you never know how a situation could pan out. For example, maybe he might have went into another IT job that was only paying maybe 18 to 21, and maybe after a month working there, they see his work ethic and they asked him more about his background. He could have told them, and then they might have had a position that was paying even more than what he was actually getting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that whatever situation you're in, it's not just about money per se, but obviously we need money to live. But whatever situation you're in, always, of course, pray about it, but take your time to sit your pride to the side and just really think logically about the decision you're making. Like, is this the wisest decision that I'm making for myself? Is this decision gonna help me progress and keep things moving forward or not? I had one more situation I'll tell you about. I'll make it real quick. It was another guy. He was having health issues. He was a little bit heavy in weight, and he would give me rides from time to time because he drove Lyft. So anyway, he was telling me about all these health issues he was having, and at that time I was doing a lot of reading about herbal healing and about eating healthy and about the processed foods and how it's destroying our bodies, and also the importance of working out. So I suggested to him, I say, well, it seems like you're not in motion like you want to be. You're not breathing like you want to be. So why don't you start to substitute some of those foods that you really like and go to like maybe Whole Foods or Farmer's Market, Trader Joe's, and just start slowly switching out the unhealthy foods that are really destroying your health. Oh no, I'm 60 years old. I get what you're saying, brother, but I said okay. And then I suggested, I say, well, look, okay, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying, you're not ready to transition to food. You could just eat more fruits and just, stay away from those fried foods or those meats that are really not healthy for you. And start working out a little bit. I mean, even if you're going to do 5 push-ups or maybe just 5 sit-ups. If that's all you can do what you can, and then, you know what I'm saying, slowly but surely increase the amount, and through time you'll start feeling better. You know, I told him he can, you know, you could just, even if it's just getting up in your apartment and just walking to the door and to the wall 5 times. If that's all you can do, then do that. You know, if you could just lift up your legs a couple times, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, get in motion, something. But my overall point was to make sure that you start to be active and do something to change, you know what I'm saying, your health issue. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, young man. But you know, I'm old. You know, I'm not. You know, I'm just like, okay. So it's his pride. It's his pride that's stopping him from even trying to take care of himself better. And maybe, well, not no maybe to it, but also some laziness in there too. But anyway, yeah, so those are just 2 small examples of how pride could really kill you. So to you young men and old men, you kings out there, like I said, just take the time to really think about the decisions you're making and get an understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing it. If the decision you're making is not really helping you progress right now, then maybe you might want to just try another way, you know. Try something else and see if that works for you. It's your boy Soldier 100. I appreciate y'all time. I hope you got something from this message. Have a blessed day. Peace.